Okay, boys and girls, so we're going to continue learning about geometry. And geometry is all about shapes, okay? So we talked about some new words, some new vocabulary. We talked about a point, and we wrote this down. A point is a dot, an exact location, and there's a drawing of that. And we also talked about a line, right? A line is a straight line that goes on and on forever in both directions. Notice the arrows, okay? And then we talked about a ray. A ray has only one side that goes on and on and on. So one side is a dot and the other side is an arrow. That's a ray. And we talked about a line segment. Remember, a line segment is a line that has two endpoints. And parallel lines are lines that are right next to each other, and they go on, and they always say that stay the same distance apart. So you can think about a railroad track. And the last one we talked about is perpendicular lines, lines that cross to make right angles, okay? So you guys have this in your notebooks. And now we're going to talk about angles. So a right angle, it measures 90 degrees. So if I were to measure between the A and the C in degrees, that's a way that we measure. We'll talk about that later. It would measure exactly 90 degrees. And often right angles have a square in the corner, that little square. So that's a right angle. And then we have acute angle. And that is smaller, measures less than a right angle. So you can see if I measured the space between the D and the F, it would be a lot less than the space between the A and the C. So that's an acute angle. And the last one we have is obtuse. And obtuse measures more. It's bigger than a 90 degrees, bigger than a right angle. So you can see if I measured between D and I, it would be a lot more than those two, okay? So we have three kinds of angles: right angles, acute angles, and obtuse angles. And we're going to talk about those today, and we'll do an assignment today with those, okay?